In today's video, I'm going to break down a powerful squeeze setup that's currently triggering inside of NVIDIA and has been a winner every single time it's triggered in the past over the last 5 years. We'll break down the setup in more detail, taking a look at how the setup looks, where our entry is, where our target is, and where our stop is. For all Volatility Box members, you can download the tools that I'm using in today's video directly from our website, tosindicators.com/squeeze-course. And there, if you scroll down, you can find the Squeeze Signals Backtester, which is the one I'm using in today's video, along with the actual indicator as well. Now, once we import that into our platform, here's what we have. NVIDIA, for the better part of 2022, has been in a steep downtrend. Now, as of this year, we broke outside of that downtrend, and now we've been in an uptrend. Most recently, 2 days ago, we had a squeeze signal set up right here. That's this blue arrow that you see on our chart. And that's our sign that, hey, we're expecting this squeeze right here to ultimately fire long. So that's the premise of this setup. This is the squeeze we're looking to play. Currently, you can see very clearly volatility is muted. It looks like we've had a breakout here to the upside. And with today's price activity, we're coming right back down to retest levels. Now, the entry that we're going to be using for this trade is at that 278 mark, exactly where we're trading. This is a little bit more aggressive than what we like to have as our entry, which is the market pulse line right here, which is at 265.03. The stop on this trade is outside of this range right down here. So if we start to break much below 260, that's going to be our sign to cut this trade loose and move on to the next one. Now, in terms of our target, if I zoom out, you can take a look at where our resistance levels are currently at using 2022 and even 2021 levels. We have our high here at 346.47, a bit of a ways away from where that's currently trading. And we have another point of resistance right here at 289.46, which is where price action is currently sold off from. Now, assuming you do get an entry at 278, then that gives you a nice first target at this previous resistance, which allows you to take some portion of your position off. However, in terms of this actual backtest right here, our backtest is exiting the trade anytime the squeeze actually fires. You can see that right here, exit type, no squeeze. So that's what we're waiting for ultimately. It's for the squeeze to fire, and we're looking for the squeeze to fire long so that we can take advantage of any momentum plays. Now we can see here our average winner is 7.27%, meaning from our time of entry, which the backtester is actually using a price closer to the 289.33 mark, from there we're expecting another 7.27% on the bullish side. So that gives you an idea of where you might expect price to stall out around. 7.27%, if I come back to our trendline tool, would take you closer to that 310 mark. $310 inside of NVIDIA would be roughly where that takes you to. We can also see on average, the squeeze takes about 14 days, or this move rather, to pan out. So keep in mind, if you are using options to trade this move, you need to buy yourself plenty of time, more than just the 2 weeks that our backtester is currently telling us. Now, in terms of some stretch targets that you might consider as well, for that, we can turn to our Fibonacci levels. I'll use the largest swing high to swing low that we can currently see on our charts, and that gives us a roadmap where price action is currently trading between. Our most nearest price to our Fibonacci levels is near 295.47. If we break above that, then we open up room to this 346.47 mark. Now let's see what happens if instead of getting out when the squeeze fires, we change this to ride the momentum. That means once the squeeze fires, we're waiting for the first blue bar right here, this dark blue bar, to tell us that, hey, momentum is now reversing. If I adjust this to be a losing momentum exit type, you can see our average winner stays more or less the same. The duration, however, has increased. So getting out when the squeeze fires is our exit plan inside of this trade, in addition to any one of these levels, whichever happens first. Now, another thing that we can also do to understand this setup a little bit better, if I come back to no squeeze here, we can expand this beyond just to 5 years and give it some more data to see how has this strategy performed over time. If I change this to 10 years worth of data, you can see that the strategy has still been very effective inside of NVIDIA. 11 winners, 1 loser, average gain of 6.32%, average loss at one time was 8.14%, and we're still hovering more or less around that 14-bar average duration on the daily time frame. If I expand this even further from say 10 years to 20 years, we can still see that this strategy has been very effective inside of NVIDIA. 20 winners now, 5 losers, average winner there 6.37%. Our average loser here has climbed, but 20 years worth of data also takes us to pre the tech boom when NVIDIA really started to take off. So overall here, the squeeze inside of NVIDIA is looking really attractive. We've even had a little bit of a pullback here, which gives us a better entry price than even the one the backtester is using, which we can see inside of our chart is 289.10. So any price better than that is an opportunity to take advantage of this same strategy, but get slightly better entries. We've been able to reduce our risk by a decent amount there, and we have some upside targets that we're looking at for both our first target, which is near that 289 to 295 area, along with our second target or our stretch target, which you might call it the open space all the way back up to previous resistance, and we're looking at the squeeze in case that fires before we hit any of these levels. I hope you found today's video useful. For those of you that like to trade the squeeze, NVIDIA is definitely a position here that looks very interesting and one worthy of participating based off of our backtest results. Take care everyone, and I'll see you in the next update.